broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Roxy, you gotta do this. There you go. Up, down, down, up, down.
Oh no, wait! I thought it was
on the
two
left
up.
count.
It was, and then I switched it up, down, down. What up, AfterBuzz? This is your boy DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio for AfterBuzz TV's Battle of the Bloodlines Challenge After Show. I'm joined in studio by Miss Roxy Striar.
That was so mean. You set me up for failure there. Like, you have to tell me about like 2 up, 1 down, 1 down, 2 up.
Well, I thought you were just gonna listen to my directions like Paulina was doing.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
She's back! Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the set, Miss Paulina Aguilar.
Oh, intense.
Huh?
Intense.
Well, I watched a lot of telenovela the past couple days, so I just kind of wanted to bring it in like that.
No, you have to
Juan
pronounce
Carlos.
it. You have to pronounce it if you're gonna watch telenovelas. Paulina Aguilar.
Paulina Aguilar. Was that good?
No, because you add it's
Paulina?
you go Agui, but it's Agui. Yeah.
Aguilar.
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 Paulina Aguilar.
Pow.
Aguilar.
Like pow pow.
See, it's because I own my Bostonian and not my Greek descent.
I see.
So I just want to just getify everyone's name. Anyways, we missed you last week, though.
I know, but it was such a good episode. Oh, Abram.
Yeah. Before we get into it, what was your overall kind of synopsis of it?
I was never really a big fan of Cara Maria, and she finally found her voice this season. But dang, she played Abram dirty.
So you are team
Yeah.
that. Did you feel a little bit like get away from her, girl? Like the relationship may not be.
No, I don't. That's too personal for me. It was more of like Abram. I just couldn't believe the after show of it. Abram's like, wait a minute. What is this? What did you just say? What? Do you really feel that way? And that's when I was like, I'd run. I'd be so scared.
We got some comments too where people felt that we weren't really. We were more harder on Cara Maria versus Thomas cheating on his girlfriend. Look, ain't no one here saying that Thomas should be out here cheating.
No.
But the situation is Cara's got her boyfriend there. So, but that still doesn't make Thomas right. And I feel like we have kind of shunned Thomas for that.
And what bugs me is that these guys know that there's cameras there. Don't they know that they're going to see it when it airs? Like,
That's
even
why,
even the whole whisper from Johnny to Nani, like, hey, Hannah's going to see this episode. You were caught, dude.
Yeah.
Who was caught? Not Bananas.
Well, yeah,
Whispering to
making
Nani.
that.
Oh, whispering that
Whispering
to
to Nani.
So that makes it
Yeah.
almost
That's
worse. but
different.
Not
That's-
really, because
that's
if I was a
different
girlfriend, I'd be like, "Why are you whispering?"
No.
So what were you gonna do?
No, I'm
whispering.
saying
Not whispering.
no. What Bananas does is so different than what Cara Maria did. That is completely different. He did not cheat on Hannah.
No,
He said,
no.
"Listen, like my girlfriend's watching. It's really weird to make you look like something's important." And
Wait, didn't Johnny cheat on Hannah?
no,
back
never.
No,
originally?
He's never cheated on Hannah.
No, the point was just they're gonna see it, so why try to hide it? It's like Thomas is gonna get in trouble when he gets home.
Yep.
We just don't see it.
The reason that I didn't say anything about him cheating on his girlfriend is I don't care. Like, I don't care about his character enough yet. Like, I just didn't want to spend time on it. But yeah, sure, cheating is bad. I have no idea what their relationship is like. I don't know what he said to her before he came on. I don't know who she is, and frankly,
I thought he was
don't
still
care.
dating the Asian chick,
Jamie?
Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not. So why do we care? Like, just in terms of a TV watcher, I don't care. I just don't.
Little random plug. Check out our sister network, Black Hollywood Live. We do a show called This Week. It's a hot topic show, and we actually brought up Senator Sean Duffy. Remember, he used to be on The Real World.
What?
Yeah, and he married what's her name, Ashley from the Real. He was on the Washington season, I want to say.
Oh my god.
That's probably before I started watching.
Okay. And so he just
How many
did
years back are you talking?
years back,
Let me
like
check.
Like before, I want to say before Leroy. Yeah, no, definitely before Leroy. But he did a random speech talking about pro-choice. Interesting. If any of you guys saw it, please leave your comments. I'd like to. I'll chat with you about that in the comments. All right, but let's talk about the episode though. So we get It's really a conversation about Cara Maria going in versus either Brianna or Rihanna.
Well, you're talking about if the team was to lose.
Well, yeah. So if the red team was to lose. What do you guys think about just basically the whole... I mean, it was like either going for Kellyanne or Cara Maria this episode.
It's so weird because as much as I'm on your page right now, Paulina, about Cara Maria, I still didn't like Kellyanne tonight. And I don't know what, I don't know what it was. She just like... had that, I mean, except when she was talking about all the DM stuff, which is when like I put aside my feelings for the show and just like actually was like, oh, Kellyanne is sweet. Yeah. But other than that, I don't know, something about her, like just the throwing of the competition and everything that she was doing, and just like I feel like Cara Maria and Kellyanne are almost the same person sometimes with this woe is me act. So I didn't.
She doesn't come across authentic. Cara Maria comes across more authentic to me. Than I feel like Cara Maria lies a bit, but it's like that's her character in doing it. Whereas Kellyanne, it's like, girl, I'm gonna shake you against this wall. Hello, like you clearly know the answer. Like you guys, how do you know that he threw the challenge? Really, bitch?
Yeah, because he did.
It's pretty obvious.
And then Bananas just like shouted it out that they did it. So I don't know. The coming down to Kellyanne versus Cara Maria again with my lack of caring because. Pissed at her. I don't love Kellyanne. I'm like, all right, whatever.
We see them talking about throwing the match. Kellyanne's like, well, I'm worried either way. I'm going to be a target.
Right.
Here. Then there's this conversation about Bananas being, or basically using Anthony as a pawn, which... Why'd you just shake your head?
It's so dirty, the way that he played that. It gets me mad.
Yeah, it does.
Because I like Johnny as a competitor. He wins. And I was telling Roxy earlier, if I were on the show, I would build an alliance with him because he gets to the final. Let's be real. Probably, but let's be real. He gets to the final. I would get to the final, but...
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. No, you
wouldn't.
So building an alliance, anybody who correlates being in alliance with Bananas and getting to the final is somebody who, I'm sorry, but isn't paying attention to what his moves are. Because
he wanted Kellyanne and, what's his name, Anthony out.
But look what Sarah did last season. He threw him and Nani out.
Yeah,
but
she played his his game.
100%. 100%. I think this is effing ridiculous. For anybody to be surprised by this, I love what Bananas did here. Just saying, don't care. This is who he is. You're a moron for believing differently. Yep. Anybody else out there, I'm sorry. You think that he's literally sitting there pretending to puppet you?
Yep.
And you're puppeting yourself.
Behind him.
You're puppeting yourself. Like, you are a
that
puppet.
Is so true.
And then even Kellyanne, who tries to stick up for him, is like, well, no, he's not. Well, actually, he does. He is a puppet sometimes. Like, you can't even stand up for your cousin because you know he's the puppet. You aligned with this guy. He threw you in, as he does with everybody else, because it's Johnny Bananas. Do you watch the show? Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad at all. I think, like...
And especially mad to Kellyanne because at the point, it gets to, like, girl... How naive are you gonna be? Like it's
been a while since she's been on too.
Yeah, and was it Jamie that said you float to whatever guy gives you attention?
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be editing, and we're not seeing certain conversations, but that's what it comes across to me. I mean, it looks like your boys left, and now you sitting over here. Also attached to them puppet strings on Banana's team.
First of all, and if I were Jamie, I would have just fell in that water. Like to leave it down to time.
Yeah.
And not even know.
Anthony.
I mean, Anthony, sorry. No. Just fall. If you're going to throw, just fall. Because then
ridiculous.
It's a guaranteed loss for him.
Yep.
For him and his team. And then they don't go into the pit.
So freaking stupid. I will say, though, going back to what you just said about Jamie, he keeps it so real. I love Jamie. He's like
so
quickly becoming one of my favorite characters on this show. Even though and I do sometimes love Cara Maria. I have such mixed opinions, but he keeps it so real. And who knows about his past? Really, he's like, yeah, I've been to jail. Yeah, he's from Boston. I'm just like, I wouldn't mess with him. I love him.
I love the scene.
I'm kind of scared of him, but I love him.
Who was he staring at after the challenge? Where he was just like,
he was behind Jenna and Vince. For
Oh
a
yeah,
little
and
bit.
Vince was like, "Dude,
Well, yeah.
the heck are you doing?"
Yeah.
You did
He's
look
kind of
crazy.
creepy, but I love it.
So we get to the 7th challenge, and they do this like quick Ryan Knight and Diem tribute, and then we get CT and Diem's sister Faith come out. And
Oh my
I was
God,
like,
the second they walked out, Jesse.
Are you serious?
Tears.
I knew. Wait, when I saw that, well, more so when I heard the cast talking about Diem. I'm not a big, like, I have to like really be in a moment to cry over something, but like it did touch me to see like Kelly, and I humanized her for a
Right.
moment.
Same.
And some of the other people too. But it popped in my head. I was like, I know Roxy is just bawling right now.
I'm such a
because
sap.
last year it was just like
Oh my God.
waterworks.
I mean, I didn't watch it with you for the first time either. How did you get affected by this?
I'm not really an emotional person like that. So for me, it was just like memories of what a viewer before I got to be on this panel was just watching her compete and talk about what she would do with the money if she won. And I remember her going home last season, and it was sad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I took a moment.
Oh my God, I was hysterically crying, like looking at it. It was awkward. People were kind of staring at me in the studio. From the very second, I love the relationship of Faith and CT too, and them going through the whole thing. It was adorable. And like you said, humanizing is a perfect word. Like seeing her with Anissa, with Kellyanne, and
Yeah,
having them
because
talk
I didn't
about
realize
it.
Anissa, and like you just forget certain connections and like little things of like, especially that it was an iconic moment in the show. How everyone really was there for her, no matter the game, the challenge, or anything about that. We all still want to kill you and win and all that stuff. And I love that they brought that moment back, and everyone, no matter what the bullshit that was going on tonight with everybody, everyone could kind of come to a place of that. So that was cute.
It was until everybody damn pissed me off.
Well, wait. So we find out that they're not even like a team. They're actually just here to show how to do the challenge.
Right.
And it's called... Well, I felt like they should have named it... The challenge was called Too Clingy.
Yeah.
I get it, but I felt like they just should have stuck with it
Ring
and called
toss?
it Do It for D.
Do it for D.
The Do It for D challenge. I just thought that would have been cute. If you're going to take it here, fly them up to wherever we are. Turkey, right? You know what I mean? Like, you paying all this money for them to come out here, like... Let's do it. And just to touch on really quickly, I loved your commentary because I was questioning, okay, they mentioned Knight, but why wouldn't they bring maybe Knight's family member and Diem's just to, you know what I mean?
Nice
and
little tribute.
you had brought up that because he had passed of...
I think of a couple different things. Number one, I believe that Diem was a more iconic challenge player. So I do think that no matter, like, there are some of the biggest. I think Diem, Bananas, even like people from the past, like Mark. These are all the people at CT, all people you really think of. Knight was big, but I don't think quite as big. And I think the other reason is because Diem battled with cancer, and I think that that's something that MTV and Buna Murray kind of gets behind and says, like, she was very courageous and this is what she was battling with. And I don't know if they handled a battle with drug abuse the same way. And so I think that they don't want to shine a light on it as much, or don't know how to talk about it in an appropriate way. So I think that they do give Diem more face time than they do Knight, or at least they talk about her more.
Interesting. I would have liked to have seen a family member personally, but I
Me
mean,
too.
I
I
get
thought if
the
it
CT thing was random for me, but I get it. And it was cute just to have him back and around.
Really cute.
All right, so Too Clingy. You basically climb up this ladder, go across this net, go below the net, and climb across underneath it. What did you guys think originally? I was kind of like, this is it.
I was kind of bored.
Yeah.
I was like, that's all. I mean, I know you gotta have some muscle, keep yourself up there for that amount of time, but
Do you think CT fell in on purpose?
Well, he
Or was it like a
monkeyed
total
his way
slip?
across. So I think that if he was actually competing, he wouldn't have done that.
he would have been there in like 2.4 seconds.
Yeah. So I think if he was really competing, he would have been fine. But it was great that he helped her get across. This was my thought during the whole challenge. I was so bitter about this.
Why?
We get this speech about do it for D. She worked so hard. We have the flashbacks to the first time in ring toss when she took her wig off, and how strong and beautiful, and she was such a fighter, and no matter what, she was so determined. And then we have everybody trying to throw this competition, trying to lose. Like, her BFF.
It was really should have been called "Do It for Kellyanne" because
her BFF Bananas, like they're all trying to throw a competition. Like I don't care. This is when I try to like put aside the game for a second, and I'm sorry, I can't help it because I am a human. I think like put aside the game and compete your butt off. Like I just don't. I couldn't respect this move from Bananas and from the rest of them out of this competition. It pissed me off.
Yeah, especially because they're vets, and I could see it more from like a rookie, but
and it wouldn't have made a difference anyway because
canon,
they still didn't do what they wanted to do. If you're gonna, then if the goal is to lose, then just frickin' jump off and cannonball out and say, I'm doing it for D. I'm helping my game. Like, don't look like you can't. The whole thing just pissed me off.
The blue team went first. Mitch was the first to be eliminated. Vince fell. And shout out to Matt. He was the first one to make it across.
Mike.
Oh yeah, excuse me, Mike. Going off of last week, he really stepping up and proving himself as a good challenger. So I'm excited to see him moving forward in this show.
I agree. He's kind of a sleeper pick for me. Like all of a sudden, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Red team went. How did you feel about Johnny Bananas helping Brianna?
She does not know any better.
No.
She did not know. She's like, oh, thank you. You're such a great teammate.
Here you go. Psh.
I forgot she was on the show.
Oh.
Like, that was the first direct camera I feel like we've seen from her in so long.
Yeah.
What has she done other than she like hooked up with Mitch a little at first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and her voice and Jenna's voice are starting to like mesh to me. Like I feel like they're starting to hang out, and it's like, yeah, like
Are they hanging?
Like,
I don't even know.
Huh? Well, they're cousins.
No, not.
No,
Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Anissa's bloodline.
Okay, because I was confused because it looked like Rihanna, but
No, it was Rihanna.
kept seeing.
No, it was Rihanna that he was.
Brianna
helping.
made it.
Brianna made it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So he's helping her. She falls in.
Yeah,
and
but
then
I agree with you about Jenna and Brianna. Their voices are
it's
totally
just,
blending.
I can't. Bananas fake falls into the thing, and it was just like him and Anthony. It was like you guys did it at the most obvious times. Like, really, Bananas, you slipping right there.
No, I'm gonna have to jump on Roxy's train. If you're gonna blow it, just do it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Do it in the beginning. It is what it is, and that's it.
Yeah.
They're gonna find out anyway.
Made no sense. And after watching, I mean, I guess that Mitch and Vince both seriously fell and didn't mean to, but with Bananas and Anthony, after we watched Abe just like frickin' zip across, and Mike and Corey and
Anissa
all of
did
them.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Anissa did it. Jamie. I don't know.
And not only that, Anthony, but you look crazy putting your feet up. Like, oh, you can do like pull-ups, but you can't get across the thing.
The way that he was just wasting time, literally.
Just trying. Oh, so weird.
Yeah. And that's why you went home. You literally wrote, looked stupid.
He said he was debating whether to fall or just take his time. That's so dumb. If you want to lose, fall. Then your cousin doesn't go in.
Crazy.
They should have just run across and like dove.
Kellyanne versus Jamie. How do you know? How do you know that they're forfeiting?
Because they are.
Because you were in the meeting where they said that they were going to do that.
Yeah.
Red team won, fastest time. We get the blue team meeting, and it's basically Jamie puts up Kellyanne and Anissa puts up Jenna.
I loved how quickly Jamie was like, Kellyanne.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have too.
real shit. Jenna gets 2. She has to go in.
But what's the deal with Anissa? Why wouldn't Anissa put up Kellyanne?
Because Anissa and Kellyanne have, she said, something
friends?
about like, I'm not going to do that to Kellyanne.
She said something like that, but I don't think they are friends. Didn't Anissa throw a drink in Kellyanne's face?
Maybe they talked about it and we didn't see that.
All right.
Because she said, as of recently, that they're cool. So maybe that.
They didn't make it a big deal after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also wonder if it's a vet thing because she also wasn't talking about like Cara Maria. Oh, well, she couldn't say Cara Maria. So, yeah. I mean.
And to be real, Jenna and Kellyanne are both good competitors.
Really good.
They don't quit. They win.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not like a whole challenge, but I mean, if I'm going to choose who I want in the final, I can beat Anissa.
And
I think
Anissa
that-
probably thought maybe that Kellyanne would have a chance of coming back versus Jenna. Maybe she's not scared of Jenna.
Kellyanne, Jenna, and Cara Maria are the 3 strongest females in the house still at this point.
Yeah.
and probably were the 3 strongest to even start the game.
Yeah.
I'd put Nani up there.
Oh, yeah.
I think Nani's a smart game player, but I don't know if she's as fierce of a competitor.
I see.
I can understand that. All right, so then we get... Basically, it's Kellyanne versus Jenna. Jenna gets chosen. The game match was Mitch and Corey, and everyone was kind of scared. Like,
I had no idea what he was going to do.
Yeah. It was Jenna. And then the next one was Anissa and Kellyanne. Kellyanne got the most votes because of Johnny. Well, or Johnny says it was going to go in that direction. Anyways, I didn't want to make any more enemies, so I just went with it.
I mean, Anissa's got to feel good about that. Like, Anissa's probably like, oh, Johnny loves me.
She's gone through this whole challenge without having to go in.
Anissa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not feel good?
But I don't know how great she felt, because then Corey voted for Anissa and said, I don't need her as a friend.
Yeah, he didn't say that to her, though.
Well, no, in the one-on-one, but...
But we know that they're friends now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how she gonna feel after watching that, because I'm sure he didn't tell her that he said that. Like, you don't need me as a friend.
Well, didn't she put in Corey?
Did she? Last week?
Uh-huh. I think so. She put in Corey or Mitch or something after everything.
Oh,
so,
yep.
So I didn't blame him, and also they had that weird stuff, but that was Corey's fault to begin with. I don't know.
Hey. So it's gonna be Kellyanne versus Jenna. Kellyanne says F you to bananas. We get this nightclub scene with CT.
What was the deal with this?
Why was he mad?
With Vince
I didn't
and
get
CT?
it, Vince.
Well, because no, I don't think he was mad, but he just was drunk and he was
Vince
being
was
like,
annoying. If
yeah,
I
he
was
was just
CT, I'd be
being
annoyed.
Like, oh, I heard that if I was on the challenge, you and me would be
But could
competing.
it have been that, like, when Johnny and CT, at some point they did not get along? Could it have been about that?
I don't know. He was just drunk and annoying, and I was like, leave CT alone. You're not friends with him. CT should go actually talk to his actual friends that are here. I don't know.
I think he was more so saying it to him like, you're lucky I was never a part of the challenge, because you wouldn't be the CT. Everyone thinks you're bad and tough. Like, everyone says that, if I was to do the challenge, I would be a competitor against you.
Right.
CT looking like,
who the hell are you? Yeah, and then Johnny and his director camera was like, there was nothing going on. It was stupid. And I was like, it was stupid. That was the most annoying moment.
That's where Vince says Jamie is creepy, staring at them, and Jamie, just love you. Jenna asks the Magic 8 Ball. I thought that was a cute little random scene when her and Brianna were gonna get ready to go.
Those are the only 2 people I would expect that from.
Yeah, I know, that's true.
Can you ask the 8 Ball? But
what am I asking it?
But I gotta say this about Jenna, is that, she owns who she is. She said,
totally.
I get why they're putting me in. They think, I'm just going to come back and because I'm a nice guy, and I'm just like, yeah, God bless her soul.
Not even a cockroach.
Yeah.
In Jesus' name, please give me my energy cells, my brain cells back. Because sometimes after her one-on-ones, I'm just like,
what?
Did I just become a little dumber, Jen?
But you're totally right. She does own who she is, and I'm okay with that.
But what I liked about this was she said, people think, because I haven't in the past, I don't care to, like, get into alliance and, like, fight people or come back and be revengeful. But she was like, but screw that. I'm coming for Johnny.
We'll see if she does, though.
Yeah.
I hope so.
But I think, honestly, I don't think she'll be successful with it, but I could see out of everybody wanting to take a step, it would be someone random like Jenna who's like, it's doot enough to be like, yeah, I don't care.
But it'll actually work for her.
Yeah.
I feel like everything will just fall in its place.
Because
she'll be like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah. I'm really glad that Brianna stopped bitching about being there, though, because that was starting to get on my last nerve. So now her and Jenna, I kind of think they're funny. Like, now that they're not annoying me, I'm kind of like, all right.
A little bit of a comic relief. Spun Out was the pit game, and
that was fun to watch.
It was fun, but weird. Totally weird.
The way...
Hey, we wanted something different.
Yeah.
We wanted a different challenge, and that's what we got.
That's true.
And honestly, that's what I like about the show, is that as dumb as this challenge looked, that was freaking difficult.
I just don't get why Kellyanne spun for such a smaller amount of time than Jenna.
Maybe
maybe, but I just felt bad. I was like, oh my God, get to the ground, Jenna. Like, get down quicker. She couldn't do it. I would have said, I'm
trying to think like back in the day when I'd be like on the swing set. Like sometimes when the strings get crossed a little too much, it would be harder to.
Or maybe it's strategy. Like maybe you can kind of whip your body.
Maybe, because Kellyanne was whipping it down. But I just thought it was so funny when Kellyanne explained, she was like, it's like you're looking at it, but your legs...
Yeah.
And the way she was walking to everything, it was so funny. It was cute, too. So at first, they have to stand up with one foot, and Kellyanne did that very well. And I thought Kellyanne had this, to be quite honest.
Me too.
I thought she was going to easily have this.
Are you guys happy that she didn't, or do you wish she did?
I could have gone either way.
Yeah.
To be honest, I like them both.
Only reason I wanted Kellyanne to win was because I wanted to see them back in the house. Because I think
and go at it.
To me, that's the revenge plot that will be more interesting to see Kellyanne come back in the house versus Jenna trying to go for Johnny.
How weird is it though at the end that Bananas was like, "Oh, I really wanted Kellyanne to come back because they were definite. Her and Anthony were definitely votes for us."
They're not going to vote.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't going to happen.
I mean, maybe it would have. Maybe he could have puppeted his way, but why did he think that? That was so weird. He's better off with Jenna coming back.
Yeah.
I think.
No idea. Jenna ended up winning.
Herpes, that's me.
I don't know if you caught this. It's so random, but I know a lot of you you guys who love this show so much and you rewatch it over and over. So at the end, when Kellyanne and Anthony are leaving, you see Anthony puts his hand up to Kellyanne. It was like for so long.
And then she doesn't see it.
Yeah, but they tried to make it look like she was going to high five by where they cut and editing.
Yeah.
She was obviously just walking. It was so weird.
It was just one of those random. I always like find the little random things.
I loved that.
We got Jamie. He says that he wants to talk to Bananas, and then from there
he's going to go after him.
Let's head into predictions.
And now your AfterBuzz TV.
I'm kind of excited. I mean, we have Jamie wanting to go after Bananas, and like you said, it might work in his favor because now Jenna and Jamie might be able to. My question is with Cara Maria, because as a vet, she seems a little nervous about going after Bananas, more so than Jamie. Jamie's like, screw it, I don't know the guy. Like,
yeah. It's just been so strange because they're on teams, but they're not really on teams because the way that they're connected is on the other teams, right. And so throwing it's just so strange. So
it's a deeper thought process of how to eliminate people.
That's a way more elegant way of phrasing it.
Do you think that they're gonna be partners again? Like it go back to
eventually
2-person teams?
Maybe, but
for the end game, I would think.
Well, I'm not sure, but what I was gonna say is that the problem is. You look at Cara Maria and you look at Bananas and you think they're on the same team, so they're working. They have to work together, but they really don't because she could try to attack his bloodline. So she has no need to stay with him. I don't think she's scared. I think if Jamie's like full force, let's go after him. All it takes is Jamie to throw his side.
Yeah.
Something like that, and then maybe eventually they'll partner up.
I hope that happens next week.
I think she just gets confused a lot. She's like, Abram's pulling me this way, but I want to do this, and then I have to look out for my cousin, and then Bananas is on my team, and it's like 4 different ways, and it's just hard for her.
If I was Rihanna, I would have cussed Bananas out.
Why is Rihanna?
I don't think she realized because he made her drop. I don't think she realized
that he did that.
Until she probably saw this happen, she's like, "Damn! Like he forgot to grab my foot." Like I mean,
she kind of said it in the direct to camera. She was like, "At the time, I thought he was really helping me."
I must have missed that.
Or something. Well, I don't know if she said at the time or like I thought he was really helping me. So I think she started to catch on after she figured out the job.
So what are you thinking next week though? This looks intense. 150 feet swimming, like.
You can't do that. How would you think you would be able to do?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been in anything. The deepest I've ever
I love water. Sorry, I like to swim.
No, I love too. I'm a lifeguard, but I've never had to dive 150 feet. I've done 50 feet before, which easy.
I wouldn't be scared, but I think I'd be in a lot of pain.
Yeah, because you have pressure on your ears.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be scared, but I think it'd be very painful.
I mean, I'm assuming they get like scuba stuff, so.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't legitimately think I was going to die, but...
You'd freak out a little bit.
Not freak out, just more ow.
I always freak out coming up. Because I'm always like, oh my God, wait, I need that breath. And I feel like, wait, I'm still not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems always longer.
So that'll be an interesting one. And then we get CT and Zach.
Zach, yeah.
look on with the same colors, but I think that it's going to be like a defensive thing. I feel like they're part of the challenge.
That's what I was telling Roxy earlier, because it'd be so unfair to bring in a team that's more than halfway done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so...
Especially those two. Who, fresh out of it, would be like steroid monsters. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably a hurdle.
I'm thinking that like they're gonna have to get past them for something.
I think that's so strange though for CT maybe because he's already out there. But why would they fly Zach all the way to damn Turkey to be a hurdle?
A tough
for
competitor.
Jenna.
Yeah,
Drama.
I know Jenna. You see her smiling.
Well, not even just Jenna.
My boyfriend.
But Zach always gets into it with everybody. So imagine one drunk night, who Zach and CT could get into it with. I felt like CT was on his best behavior because of Faith, and now that we're removing Faith from it. Interesting. But yeah, I can't see them staying a part of the show. That would be really weird to me.
We'll see.
I don't know, but I'm excited to see. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. Also, please help us out. If you love our show, can you please go to iTunes, because we had some haters.
We did?
On iTunes.
Haterade.
This is back in the day, though, so we need to get the views up. We need to get the love up. So please help us out. If you guys love the show every week, this is how you can repay us in love. You know what I mean? Go to iTunes, subscribe, rate, leave us a comment, and also leave us a comment down below on the YouTube so we can respond to you and hear what you guys are thinking of the show. Hit me up everywhere at DJ Jesse J.
You can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar.
And you can find me on Twitter at, what's my Twitter? _ Paulina Aguilar.
No, say it in the accent. It's so much hotter.
_ Paulina Aguilar.
Ooh.
Yes. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you check out AfterBuzz TV on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Till next week, goodbye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.